Have you ever wondered why the rates of marriage among men are on a steady decline? It's a question that's been circulating in our society for a while now. It's not just a trend, but a significant shift in the way men perceive the institution of marriage. We see more and more men opting to stay single, shying away from the traditional bond of matrimony. It's a phenomenon that's worth exploring, don't you think? Join us as we delve into the reasons behind this surprising trend. First on our list is the financial burden. Let's face it, marriage isn't cheap. The cost of weddings alone can be staggering, with the average wedding in the United States now costing well into the tens of thousands of dollars. And that's just the beginning. There's the expectation of financial stability, the pressure to provide, and the potential for financial strain if one partner loses their job or faces unexpected expenses. Then there's the fear of divorce settlements. We've all heard the horror stories, men losing half their assets or paying alimony for years. While not every divorce ends this way, the fear is real and it's a risk many men are unwilling to take. These concerns aren't trivial. They're rooted in real-world experiences and societal expectations. They can weigh heavily on a man's decision to propose or accept a proposal. So, the financial burden, real or perceived, is a significant factor in men's reluctance to marry. Next up, we have the age-old fear of commitment. This fear has been around for as long as relationships themselves. With the evolution of society and the rise of individualistic tendencies, this fear has only grown stronger, especially among men. Today we see a growing preference for the live-in-the-moment lifestyle, with less focus on long-term commitments like marriage. Society no longer frowns upon those who choose to remain single, providing a sort of safety net for men who fear commitment. The freedom to change one's mind, to walk away without legal strings attached, is an attractive prospect for many. Moreover, the rise of online dating has made it easier than ever to meet new people, reducing the need to settle down. With so many options at their fingertips, the fear of making the wrong choice can be paralyzing, further fueling the fear of commitment. The fear of commitment, then, is another piece of the puzzle. Another reason that can't be overlooked is the desire for freedom. Some men cherish their independence, their ability to make decisions without consulting another, their capacity to follow whims and passions without restraint. They value the liberty to explore, to change, to grow, and to venture into the unknown. For these men, marriage can sometimes feel like a constraint. The security and stability it offers may seem at odds with their yearning for freedom. They fear that the commitments and responsibilities of matrimony might limit their horizons, restrict their opportunities, or stifle their spirit of adventure. They relish the freedom to shape their lives, to set their own course, and to navigate their own journey. They see their independence not as an obstacle to intimacy, but as an essential part of their identity. The allure of freedom, therefore, can make marriage less appealing to some men. Moving on, we have the impact of changing social norms. Today, society is more accepting of non-traditional relationships, which fundamentally influences the way we perceive commitments like marriage. Cohabitation, for instance, has become a popular choice among many. It offers an appealing alternative where couples can share a life together without the legal and ceremonial bindings of marriage. Additionally, the rise of non-monogamous relationships is also reshaping our understanding of romantic engagements. These arrangements allow for romantic or sexual relationships with more than one partner, challenging the traditional notion of a one-person-for-life marriage. Even the concept of a bachelor life has evolved. It's no longer viewed as a phase before marriage, but rather a legitimate lifestyle choice. So as society continues to evolve, so do the expectations and norms around relationships and marriage. Changing social norms, then, are reshaping perceptions of marriage. Next on the list, we have career priorities. It's no secret that the modern world moves at a breakneck pace, and this is especially true in the realm of career development. For many men, the focus has shifted from starting a family to climbing the corporate ladder or building a successful business from scratch. They are driven by a desire to excel, to establish themselves in their chosen field, to secure a position of financial stability and independence. This doesn't necessarily mean they're choosing work over love. Rather, they're choosing to prioritize personal growth and professional success, perhaps with the notion that these accomplishments will make them more attractive partners in the long run. They're investing in themselves first, focusing on becoming the best versions of themselves before inviting someone else to join their journey. It's a delicate balancing act, and for some, the scales tip in favor of career. Career priorities, therefore, can often overshadow the prospect of marriage. Another reason that might surprise you is the fear of failure. Yes, it's true. The thought of a marriage not working out, of not being able to meet the societal expectations of a perfect husband, can be a daunting prospect for many men. It's not just about the fear of a relationship ending in divorce, but also the fear of not being good enough, of falling short in the roles they are expected to play. Imagine this. You are constantly under a microscope, evaluated and judged on your ability to provide, to support, to be a rock for your partner. The pressure can be overwhelming, and for some, the risk seems too great. This fear of failure can be paralyzing, making the idea of marriage seem more like a gamble than a commitment. And it's not just about personal failure. The societal consequences of a failed marriage can be severe, further fueling this fear. Fear of failure, then, can be a powerful deterrent. Last but not least, we have the issue of overcoming stereotypes. We're living in a time where the traditional norms and expectations are being questioned and redefined. Men are no longer confined to the stereotypical roles that society once dictated. They are challenging the conventional roles and expectations that have been placed upon them for generations, and this is leading to a reconsideration of the necessity of marriage. In the past, men were expected to be the sole breadwinners and women the caregivers. But today, men are embracing a broader range of roles, including being caregivers and homemakers, while women are increasingly taking on roles as breadwinners. This shift in gender roles has led many men to question the traditional institution of marriage. The stereotype of a man as a husband and father is no longer the only path to personal fulfillment. Overcoming these stereotypes and embracing a broader understanding of masculinity and personal identity can contribute to a decline in marriage rates. Overcoming stereotypes, therefore, can contribute to a decline in marriage rates. So, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've taken a deep dive into the various reasons why men today are increasingly shying away from marriage. It's a complex issue, with numerous factors at play, each interweaving with the other. We began by talking about the financial burden that marriage often brings, the weight of which can be a deterrent for many. We then moved on to the fear of commitment, a deeply ingrained concern that can make the prospect of marriage seem daunting. The desire for freedom, for the ability to live life on one's own terms without being tied down by marital responsibilities, is another significant factor. We also discussed the changing social norms, the shift in societal expectations that no longer mandate marriage as a prerequisite for a fulfilled life. Career priorities also play a crucial role, with many men choosing to focus on their professional growth over settling down. The fear of failure, of not being able to live up to the expectations associated with being a husband, is another reason we explored. And lastly, we delved into the stereotypes that men often have to battle, the societal pressures that can make the idea of marriage seem less appealing. As we see, the decline in marriage rates among men is a multifaceted issue, reflecting broader social, economic, and personal changes. Thank you for joining us on this exploration, and remember, every person's journey is unique.